There are many advantages of being bilingual. Some of them are better known than others. So bilingual children have access to two cultures, and so they are more interested and more tolerant of other cultures, typically. But there are also many linguistic and mental advantages that are less well known. So, for example, bilingual children are better at paying attention. They have more mental flexibility. They do multitasking better than monolingual children. And they have a better awareness that other people can have a different point of view. Unfortunately, many parents are not aware of these advantages. They may be aware of the social advantages of bilingualism, the fact that knowing languages is obviously important from the point of view of finding a job or traveling and things like that, but they're generally not aware of the mental benefits of bilingualism. And so it's very important that parents have information about bilingualism. It is for this reason that in Scotland we have established a service called Bilingualism Matters that wants to bridge the gap between research and the public perception of bilingualism. So we try to talk to families, talk to teachers and speech therapists and politicians and policymakers and all sectors of the community to make sure that they have the correct information about bilingualism. There isn't one single method that works for everybody, because a method that worked in my family, for example, may not work in your family because the situations are very different. So I think any method that provides enough input in both languages works, because children need to hear both languages. So 20 minutes a day is not enough to develop a language. So children need to hear both languages in situations that they find interesting and engaging, in situations that motivate them to use these languages. So any method that provides that is useful and potentially works. Some parents are, but many are not, and it's not their fault. So we can't blame people if they don't have the correct information. So that's why it's so important to do something about this, to bridge this gap, so that more and more people have the correct information, and so more and more children can grow up bilingual. The perception has changed in some respects because bilingualism is becoming more common. Now, the situation in Barcelona is very atypical, because in the rest of Europe, bilingualism is still the exception rather than the norm. But even in other European countries, multilingualism, it's not just bilingualism, multilingualism is becoming more common because more and more people move around for various reasons, and so there are more and more families where more than one language is spoken. So there is more awareness of the fact that bilingualism exists, and potentially more awareness of the fact that knowing more than one language is a good thing. But as I said before, there isn't enough information, correct information about bilingualism. And unfortunately, there are still many prejudices and wrong ideas about bilingualism that we are in a position to defeat if we disseminate the correct information.